Unit 10 Prose A Dream of Flite, written by K.S. Raman. Engrossed in Charles H. Gibbs Smith's book, The Invention of the Aeroplane, 1799 to 1909, I realized it was evening only when my friend came in. I would glimpse this book amidst a heap of leather-bound volumes in an old bookshop 2 days ago. The title had aroused my curiosity. I bought it and started reading as soon as I reached home. The book explained in great detail man's eternal longing and hope that lead to innumerable trials, most of which ended as disasters, and subsequent experimentation arising from various inventions used for flight before the advent of aeroplane as we know of it today. I found the book so absorbing that I even forgot what my regular evening walk. My friend, who is an avid aviation enthusiast, glanced at the book and told me that he too would like to read it later. When he was sure that I would not budge out of my chair, my friend asked me to be up and ready at 6 o'clock sharp next morning and departed. Reading almost non-stop, it was past midnight when I finally finished the book and put it down. I switched off the light and dropped off exhausted on the bed, with the events from the book so fresh in my memory. Gradually, as I drifted off to sleep, I could almost feel the tension and excitement when some incidents started floating right in front of my eyes. 1496 AD. From atop a soaring tower stands a man with bat-like wings, made from wood and cloth, covered with birds' feathers. The air rings with encouraging shouts from a big crowd gathered far down and ruffles the feathers on his cloth. The birdman flexes his shoulders and beating his arms fast, suddenly jumps out. But what in heaven's name is happening? Instead of flying free in the sky like a bird, the man is tumbling down, inverted and totally out of control. As the crowd scatters hastily, he falls in their midst in a tangled heap of cloth and feathers, and the shrill wails of women pierce the sky. Another adventurer who wanted to fly like a bird has lost his life. 1783 AD. In the town of Annonay in France, hundreds of people are gathered in the market square. Flames leap high from a huge pile of burning wood in the middle of the square. Held by thick ropes all around on top of the fire is a mammoth globular fabric envelope, with its bottom open and decorated with colorful motifs. As the sphere fills with hot air and heaves from side to side, four persons cut off the ropes. The crowd watches open-mouthed as the spherical balloon starts flying upwards and drifts across the sky. A ship, a hen, and a duck placed in the basket of the balloon become the first air passengers. 1853 AD. A boat-shaped contraption with wheels at the bottom, having a big wing shaped like the hood of a snake, stands atop a small hill. Four triangular surfaces in the form of a cross are at the back supported by a wooden frame. Sir George Kelly puts his carriage to fear inside and gives a big push. The vehicle starts rolling on its wheels and rushes towards the valley below. But as it gathers speed, this weird craft leaves the ground. Floating in the high air, it touches down on the other side of the valley. Man has at last devised a contraption with which he could launch himself from a hill and glide down to the ground. 1891 AD. Otto Lilienthal lifts a strange craft built from wood and fabric and brings it out of a shed built atop a big hill, comprising two 6 m long bat-like wings on top of one another with a horizontal and a vertical surface behind. This craft has a ring-shaped frame between the wings. Lilienthal steps inside the frame and with his arms supporting the ring, runs forward. Within a few steps, Lilienthal's craft starts floating in the air, hanging beneath. Lilienthal glides for a long distance and touches down at the bottom of the hill. 1903. Huge mounds of sand abound all round in Kitty Hawk Dunes in North Carolina. A two-winged machine stands on a long wooden rafter. Orville Wright lies prone in the middle over the bottom wing. A small internal combustion engine by his side turns a pair of two-bladed paddle wheels through long bicycle chains. As the engine growls, Wilbur Wright frees the rope, holding the machine, and it surges forward, moving about 12 meters per second. The machine suddenly lifts up and behold, it is flying in the air. The piercing sound of the alarm clock puts a full stop to my dreams of flight and brings me back to reality. My friend, who arrived on the dot at 6 in the morning, takes me straight to a small airfield outside the city.